Good morning everyone. We are actually today in Bulutota, that is close to Suryakanda. Essentially we are like almost on the Ratnapura massif or the Ratnapura mountain range. So our target for the day is one of the mountains along this Ratnapura mountain range, which is known as Kurulugala or Bird's Rock. There are various mountains across Sri Lanka known as Kurulugala, but this is one of them. Currently we are on the trailhead approximately 900 meters above sea level. Kurulugala is located roughly 1100 meters above sea level, so our elevation gain is going to be approximately 200 meters. So as usual, I have my trekking partner today, Hasi. So let's go into the forest trail and start our hike. This is the view towards Suryakanda mountain range from where we are standing, and we are just about to go into the trail. Alright people, this is the trail that we have to go into the forest. Looks like somewhat wide jeep track. Anyway, one way to find out, it's very beautiful and shady, so we'll have no problem with the sun, who is already up and above, looking so menacing today. Okay people, now we are going on this trail, but as soon as we entered into this forest trail, there is a footpath that goes uphill to the left. I assume that's the one we have to trek. You can see Hasi standing at the foot of that trail, and this one is going downhill, so it is very unlikely this could be the trail to the Kurulugala. So we are going to follow the one to the left uphill. We are in this very beautiful and shady forest trail. Kurulugala, the one we are going to climb today, is at an elevation of 1092 meters. That is roughly 3500 feet. As I told you before, there are some other mountains across the hill country known as Kurulugala. There is one very close to Suryakanda inside Sinharaja rainforest called as Kurulugala. But if you look at the metric map, that is marked as Kurulugala Old. That is around 1180 meters in elevation. Then there is another Kurulugala, but I'll tell you about that little down this trail. Right, there are leeches also. We didn't expect a lot of leeches because this is relatively the dry season, but there had been some couple of passing thunder showers over the last few days. Now this Kurulugala we are going to climb today is located in Sabaragamuwa province or Ratnapura district, close to Suryakanda. The nearest village is Bulutota, and the Kurulugala Old, which I told you a little while ago, located inside Sinharaja, that is actually on the southern and Sabaragamuwa provincial border. But that Kurulugala is actually in the southern province, close to the border in Matara district. You can see our path is on an uphill trajectory. We'll take a small turn here, and there is a third Kurulugala that I came across while I was searching for this Kurulugala. But I've heard there are many other small hills or rocks known as Kurulugala. Remember, it loosely translates into Bird's Rock. As the name suggests, while we were trekking on this forest trail, we heard many birds. Couldn't identify or see any of them because the forest cover is so thick, and our target is not actually bird watching today, so we didn't stop to check them out. But I'll tell you about the third Kurulugala in a short while. Alright people, I just came across this small vantage point where we can see the Suryakanda mountain range beautifully. You can see down below me is a tea field. So the forest, the patch that we are trekking is bordering this tea field. You can also see some of the forest department landmarks. This is one such marker posted by the forest department. To the right is the tea estate, to the left is the forest patch and our trail. This is a local plant known as Bovitia, which is also a medicinal plant, and you can make some very tasty foods out of this as well. You can make out the path very clearly, which is going uphill now. Remember, we need to gain approximately 200 meters in terms of elevation to reach Kurulugala summit. Right, amid the chirping of the birds, we are climbing Kurulugala. I've been delaying telling you about the third Kurulugala that I know. That is over 920 meters in elevation, located in Ratnapura district, Sabaragamuwa province, close to Ayagama. That is Pimbura Ayagama road. Now our path is taking a sharp left turn near this tree, and that Kurulugala, I'm not sure if we can climb it. Maybe that's another item added to the to-do list. This is the path that we came uphill through this dense forest. Can you hear the birds in the background? So this rock is named very appropriately. Birds are with us all the way along the trek. Now this is another beautiful stretch of the trail. This somewhat resembles Alagalla and Gongala trails. In fact, Gongala is located very nearby. All of a sudden, we came across this massive rocky boulder in front of us. I think our path goes to the left of this. There's a small cave. Wonder if you can shelter in case of rain. But definitely you can't stay long term or even at night, because there would be plenty of leeches here. Our path goes close to the cave that I just showed you, to the right of that. To the left there is sheer drop. You can see Hasi is climbing up. Now he's close to the cave. He just went into the cave to probably have a look around, and I'll show you around for the time being. To the left is the path that we came uphill. We are currently at approximately 1000 meters above sea level. So far we have gained around 100 meters in terms of elevation, so less than 100 more to go, because our target is at 1092 meters above sea level. Now this is the uphill path that we have to trek. Resembles Yakdesagala. Very sheer, very steep, but it's climbable. You can see my friend is now coming slowly with the help of trees on either side. Still there is plenty of shade, so we are not being battered by the sun yet. This is somewhat like a maze of rocks. We have to keep trekking uphill in a zigzag pattern, bypassing these massive rocky boulders. This is Kurulugala that we are trekking uphill. I came across this tiny window. I'm not quite sure to which side we are looking at. We'll have to figure this out a little later. But this small window giving a nice long view. Okay, this is the uphill path that we have to go. You can see Hasi is climbing uphill, and this will actually give you an idea of the steepness of the path and the terrain in comparison to Hasi. Actually there are very good foothold, but during rainy season this must be very difficult to trek. One, because it's very slippy, and the second is there are hundreds, thousands and millions of leeches waiting to grab you. Looks like we are here, means at the top. You never know, these mountains are very deceptive. So let's go up to the point we can see and check if it is really the summit point. This seems the summit point, but there is no very spectacular 180 or 360 degree view, but there the path continues towards where Hasi is standing. We can also see some signs of night camping here down below. But we are going to trek on that path and see what we can find out. Right now we are actually trekking from that somewhat summit point, but the path continues. You saw previously Hasi was standing there, and we are going to continue and see if it will lead to a better viewpoint. Okay, the path is certainly going further uphill. Alright, okay, there's another rock here. Okay, we have to climb this, it seems. Right, we'll climb and see what we can check. Okay people, I think we are finally at the summit point. It seems so. Okay, there's nothing further to go uphill. You can also see a rocky ledge through these mana bushes, and the Rakwana massif, Suryakanda mountain range can be beautifully seen from here. Okay, let's go to the true summit point. Finally, we are at 1092 meters at Kurulugala summit point. But you can see there are two summit points here. The one beyond this has a lion's flag. Probably people came up here during the Independence Day, and that seems to be the best viewpoint with a wider field of view. So we are going to take a couple of pictures here and continue towards that summit point. Look at this beautiful view, people. Amazing. Down below we can see the Bulutota village and the road towards Suryakanda, paddy fields and small forest patches too. Suryakanda Bulutota road can also be seen from here. I'm actually coming back to where I was taking this footage, but a bit high angle. Now you can see the low angle clearly make out these two summit points. Here we are at the Kurulugala summit, but you can see there is another summit point there. So we are going to go all the way to that point and check it out. Then only our breakfast time will come. I'm really hungry, but typically now this has become the norm of our trekking. We would always reach the destination, enjoy it, then only wolf down our breakfast. Most probably skipping our lunch as well during the journey. Now people, I'm going to show you a 360 degree view from here before venturing into that place. Enjoy that. Alright people, this is the beginning of the 360 degree view. This is the path that we came uphill to the summit point, the one we are standing right now. And there's another beyond this. You can see there are some roofing tiles to the bottom right of the frame. We can also see somebody has planted a tree there. I wonder if they are being kept as a shield or some sort of protection for that plant. We are now moving towards right, and sun is also on that side. Okay, he hid behind a cloud temporarily, so that should give us a better view. Now he came back up once again. I'm actually not going to tell you in detail what we can see from here because we haven't actually checked them out, but there is something I need to correct from this point onwards. Alright, now we can see the Rakwana mountain range, rather Rakwana massif. This is the southern border of the central hills of Sri Lanka, starting from Knuckles, crossing Pidurutalagala, Sripada, ending at southern provincial border at the Rakwana massif. In the distance we can now see Gongala. Actually, if you were following this video from the beginning, I was actually referring to it as Suryakanda. That was a mistake and I need to correct it. So these plenty of towers, that is Gongala, which we climbed a couple of years ago. I was actually referring to as Suryakanda. But Suryakanda is actually on this side to the right. I'll come to that in a jiffy. Down below you can see the Bulutota and surrounding villages. This is where Suryakanda is. There are some, I think 3 to 4 towers nestled between two hills up there. That is Suryakanda. So the Bulutota Pass runs between Suryakanda and Kurulugala, that you can see in the foreground now. And our second summit point with the flag is also visible. Bulutota Pass is where there are 10 bends or Wangu between Rakwana and Suryakanda. Right, finally we got some bearing and we identified the proper Suryakanda and Gongala. Brings back some very beautiful memories. If I'm not mistaken, now we are looking towards Palmadulla and Ratnapura area. I wonder if we can see Sripada from here. Because of this haze, it's almost impossible to make anything out in the distance. Maybe we might get lucky sometime later. Alright, going to complete the 360-degree view. There's nothing much to see here because of these trees covering our view. Okay, I'm actually now sitting on the first summit point of Kurulugala. You can probably make out Hasi, bottom right hand corner, walking towards the Kurulugala second summit point. I'm actually doing this so that you can get a better idea of the path and the summit point itself. The whole mountain range you can see is known as Kurulugala, and these two are two of the summit points which gives better almost 360-degree view. Okay, Hasi is trying to find a path uphill to the flag point. Alright, he has reached the summit. It's my turn now. Alright, now we are looking towards where we were standing a short while ago. To the left of this small hill, we can see part of the Udavalava reservoir. A great find. Now I'm going to give you a 360-degree view from here as well. Alright, we are moving now towards Gongala. Remember, somewhere in the beginning of the journey I mistook it for Suryakanda because of the many communication towers. In fact, Suryakanda doesn't have as many towers as Gongala. You can see the lion's flag waving in the wind. Right, now this is a proper view of the Rakwana mountain range, southernmost mountain range in Sri Lanka. The northernmost point is the Knuckles mountain range. In between we have Horton Plains, Viduruthalagala and Sripada. And this is the central highlands of Sri Lanka, which is also a UNESCO heritage. Now we are actually looking towards Suryakanda. There are 3 communication towers. We can also make out the path towards the communication towers. According to the metric map, there are 2 other summit points called Sabaragamuwa 1 and Sabaragamuwa 2 beyond Suryakanda. Famous and very popular, Andapanalla is also to that side. In the front you can see Kurulugala, and the mountain range extends towards Bulutota Pass or Wangu or A17 road. And this is probably towards Palmadulla, Ratnapura, proper Sabaragamuwa areas, because now we are almost at the edge of the Sabaragamuwa province with the southern province. Absolutely breathtaking sight, but the haze is not making this glamorous for us, unfortunately. Further to the right you can probably make out jutting out rocky piece. That is also part of Kurulugala where we came across, but we actually didn't get on to that because that is the view towards Ratnapura, which is not very glamorous in comparison towards Suryakanda. Part of Udavalava is beyond that. I don't think you can see it to the camera. Once again we are looking towards Suryakanda after the 360-degree view. This is 1310 meters in height, almost at the same height as Lakegala. Beyond that there are 3 other mountains, prominent ones, that is Sabaragamuwa 1, Sabaragamuwa 2 and Bedalagala. They are 1239 meters, 1292 meters and 1385 meters in height respectively. So Abeywickrema seems to be the highest point of all. And I was quite surprised to find a mountain called Sabaragamuwa in this area, because the Sabaragamuwa we know, the famous mountain range is in Navalapitiya, part of Dolasbagya mountain range, and there is another Sabaragamuwa at Mandaram Nuwara. This is the extension of Kurulugala towards Udawalawa Reservoir. There are three other prominent peaks extending beyond Kurulugala, which are Palam Kota. I think that's a estate name. It goes as PALAMCOTTA. Don't know how the pronunciation goes. Palam Kota, not sure. Beyond that, Wallabada and Kakunagahawatta also two summit points, approximately 1000 meters in height. You can probably make out the Udawalawa Reservoir, small part of it at the top right hand corner. And this is once again the path towards the first peak that we came. I think that is probably the highest point in here. And the path we came up here is down below. Now I'm trying to show you the view down below. There are some villages. I wonder if there are some line houses. Let me zoom in and show you. Here we go. There is like a housing scheme further up on the frame. Can you see? Alright, now we can see down below towards Bulutota. There are nice beautiful paddy fields, and there is also a school. Can you see on the bottom left hand corner? I'll zoom in and show you. Okay, now you can see the school to the bottom left hand corner. That is Talagahawatta Mahavidyalaya. That is very close to Kurulugala summit point where we are standing. And you can also see some of the paddy fields in Bulutota and a communication tower as well. These are the beautiful patterns of paddy fields down in the Bulutota village. And the road that goes up towards Suryakanda, part of the rocky outcrop where we are standing. There's also a waterfall nearby known as Bulutota L. We actually got a glimpse of it while we are coming down the Suryakanda Bulutota road. We might be able to pay a visit on our way back. Not sure if there will be enough water, but I just got a glimpse of the top of the waterfall with little bit of water. You can probably get a better view of the villages down below. These are some beautiful cloud formations that we can see from here. We are now looking towards Madampe, Godakawela, Udawalawa Junction and Abeywickrema Road. Now don't ask me where the road is, but it's somewhere to that side. In between you can see probably some main towns like scattered across. That is along the main road. This is probably the Godakawela town, and this is probably Pallibedda. Now you are seeing the Suryakanda mountain and its towers. 1310 meters in height. Bulutota Pass is down below, along with A17 road. Wangu or 10 bends is also that side. This is a close-up view of the Gongala mountain. I mistook it for Suryakanda previously, but you can see all the communication towers there, and there is a very prominent Doppler tower like the football shaped tower to the right. This is an even closer view of Gongala mountain. Another closer view of the Gongala communication towers. Now we are looking towards Suryakanda, Kolonna, Panamure, Abeywickrema road. It is a very beautiful road. Very famous Maduwanwala Walawa is also on that side, along with Panamure, Edgala and Diya Bubula. So Panamure, Elephant Kraal and Natural Spring. I don't know if you can make out, but right in the middle of the frame is Chandrika Weber. That is in Abeywickrema. Not sure if the camera can show that to you. Another closer view of the Suryakanda mountain range. Handapanalla is beyond that. You can probably make out the winding path up towards the communication towers. Suryakanda town is somewhere to the left of the frame. Now we are looking towards Galle-Deniyaya road. Actually, Deniyaya is beyond that mountain range. The road goes to the left, then take a right turn and go through those mountain range. Now we are looking towards Palmadulla. If I'm not mistaken, we can make out the Kiribadgala mountain. Alright people, then we are trying to wind up our journey to this beautiful Kurulugala of Suryakanda and Bulutota. On our way we plan to visit Bulutota waterfall if possible, if the time permits. Then you will be able to visit that also with us. Other than that, because we could see Kurulugala on our way beautifully from a distance, the mountain range, I'll try and show you that angle also on our way back. Then this is Hasi and Sri signing off from beautiful Kurulugala, 1092 meters of Bulutota Pass, close to Wangu or 10 Bends, A17 road. As usual, I have to tell you the same message I've been telling you all this time. Please help protect our nature, our mother nature, because this is a time we are losing lots of our rainforest, rivers and waterfalls at an unprecedented rate. So we have to step up and help safeguard them as much as possible. It might be a very little thing that you can do, but it doesn't matter how big or how small your contribution is. Just do your bit. Even it's a simple thing as not throwing garbage out of your vehicle or bus or the train. With that message, we are signing off. Once again, we'll see you with another journey like this. Until then, stay safe and take care. Alright people, we are on our way. Remember, I told you I'll be showing you some more interesting footages on our way. As predicted, there is this beautiful rocky surface that we saw from the second viewpoint. Now we can make out the Udawala reservoir quite clearly from here. And the extension of the Kurulugala, where that Palam Kota, Wellabada and Kakunagahawatta can also be seen towards to the right of the frame. This is a zoomed in view of the Kurulugala mountain range and the Udawala reservoir. And this is towards the summit point where we were staying a short while ago. Can you see to the left? And the Kurulugala mountain range extending towards Bulutota Pass, or Wangu or 10 Bends. Madampe and Kahawatta is onto that side. Palmadulla is further to the right in the distance. This is another closer view of Udawalawa, but beyond that we can also make out Mawara reservoir too. This has turned out to be a one grand vantage point after all. I'm going to give you a 180-degree view because that's all we can see from here. Udawalawa, Mawara, Ambilipitiya, then we come on the Ambilipitiya, Udawalawa Junction, Pallebadda, Godakawela Road. We can't make out any other mountains from here because of this haziness. Now we are probably looking towards Balangoda area. I wonder if that mountain range is the Pettigala. It's a great possibility. Then we come further to the left, which is towards Palmadulla, where we saw Kiribadgala short while ago. Kirindiyalla is also to that side of Palmadulla in Kuttapitiya. Kirindiyalla and Kudayalla both are on that side. And then we come to the extension of the Kurulugala mountain range. We are actually in the middle of the mountain range. This extends towards Bulutota Pass. Behind that goes all the way to Kakunagahawatta and Wellabada and that Palam Kotte. I wonder if I pronounced that name correctly though. This is the rock that we are standing, and so all these things. Down below we can see all the way up to the Godakawela, Pallebadda, Ambilipitiya road. There is Kurulugala. A distant view, you can make out the two rocks where we were standing. Here is a close-up view of Kurulugala. you can make out the two twin peaks. Alright people, it's time for us to then bid farewell to this beautiful lady and go in search of Bulutota waterfall.